that was like the best time ever. Like those were like both the teams I played on, because I played with the older team and the younger team. Like they're like my family to me now. Like all of them, I will take care of like sisters. Like I feel like the relationship we all built over that time was like no other. Like, and I went to the Thunder and it just wasn't the same. And like that's what I tell everybody. Like I'll never forget all the like fun memories we had. And like I'm an only child, so they were like my sisters for me. So they always meant a lot. And then your dad, he kind of like set me up for like all the coaches in my life. Like nope, I've never had anybody else be like that. Like I've never had anybody else push me the way he does. And I feel like in college that's gonna help me a lot.
Yeah, and when you take a pic, I like the way you pose a special way. Can't deal with petty shit, I never let drama get in the way. And you can't deal with none of your problems, cause you rather run away. It hurts the most when your family tend to be your biggest pain.
Welcome back to an episode of Fast Break Focus. Today we have on a very, very special guest. My travel sister, as I once called her, still call her. She is a two-time state champion, all-state in basketball. She has finished up her senior year at Spring Valley High School, where she just won a ring, as I just mentioned. And right now she's committed to go to West Liberty University. Shout out to my newest guest. Welcome, Ella Giles.
Thank
How's it going now?
you.
How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing right. State champion, huh? How's that sound? Again.
Uh it was fun. It was fun again. Like it felt a lot like my freshman year. That's what I was telling everybody all season long. I was like, this just it's going in the same order as it did that year. And I was like, we're gonna win it. And they were like, okay. So
So, what similarities did you see between your first year? Because your first year, you was with what you had Deanna, it was Jada, it was Rain. So, what similarities did you see that made you say, "Oh, okay, we got something here"?
yeah, like going into my freshman year, like we had that team and it was like we're stacked. Like you look at us compared to like everybody else in the state and you're like, all right, nobody should be able to beat us as long as we like do what we're supposed to do. And that's kind of how I felt this year again. Like last year, I mean, freshman year I came into it kind of like blindsided because like I didn't know what to expect out of high school. I didn't know how much I was gonna play. And then like this year, I kind of knew what it took to get to the state tournament and like actually win it. So I felt like kind of more of a leader this year, definitely than I did back then.
Right, right. So, what? How did you take that leadership role? Because you were the only one on your team with that championship experience.
It was difficult. It was very hard because like my personality is not the like leadership that's like gonna be like, all right, it's okay. You're gonna no, I'm like a really like gonna get you moving. Like I'm gonna tell you how it is just to get it. So that kind of like it caused like some stuff for our team, but then at the end of it all, like I think like me and Allie and Drea, like our leadership kind of like let everyone play more free and play more together how we should have. And I think that really pulled us together towards the end. So
That sounds really good. So, like, the addition of Sophie was huge. Allie was huge. Drea coming back was huge. It almost seems like y'all really really meshed when it time came, and it's like I know it was just a lot of personalities, and a lot of adding Drea in the mix in the middle of the season. So like what was it about that made you guys like, okay, if this is gonna work, we're gonna do this. We got to do this.
I'll say like me, Allie, and Drea played together. So like we already knew like how to play with each other. So we already had that connection and Sophie's always been around. Like she played against us a few times, stuff like that. And so like in the beginning of the season and stuff, like we weren't really playing together. Like everybody couldn't show what they could do. Like we had five starters that could score 20 every night, but we're like some games like we'll decide like, oh, I want the show to be on me, and then another girl will be like, oh, the show's on me. So I was like, guys, listen, we have to work together. I'm like, we have to use all the tools we have, or we're not gonna win this. I said, and our coach Jimmy, he told us, he said the only team that's gonna beat us is ourselves. And that after like we said all that, it's kind of like our whole team like flipped and like we were moving the ball good, we were sharing it like Sophie was huge. Like she contributed everything. Like it was either make or break on her. Like it was because she could score 20 out there, but she could also have 15 assists a game. Like if she did that every game, which she started doing towards the end, that's why we started beating everybody by 30s, 40s. So
I was watching the scores. Y'all were handling teams very easily.
it was
Handling teams.
rough. Rough.
So if we can just go back for a minute, can we get to your origin? Like where did basketball come from? Where did you start playing it?
I started playing at the Y with Sean Hornbuckle. And then, and like always working out with my dad and stuff, just little stuff. And then, like, when I was in second grade, your dad picked me up and I played. And that's kind of like where it all started. So, and it just built up from there. I played travel with him for however long, 5, 6 years. Then I went
Yeah.
to the bigger program and all that happened. And that's over now. But started with the Greyhounds and went from there.
What was your so I know you are a greyhound at heart. You ain't got to I'm saying it for you. You ain't got to say nothing. I'm saying it for you. You're a greyhound at heart. So
Yes.
what are some of your fondest memories of playing with the Greyhounds? Because that was the Elegies we know came from really that.
Yes. Oh, it was like I look back at it now, I'm like that was like the best time ever. Like those were like both the teams I played on because I played with the older team and the younger team. Like they're like my family to me now. Like I don't talk to the only ones I really talk to are like Amara and Jada and Brooke sometimes, and then Allie and Dre when I see them at school. But like all of them, I will take care of like sisters. Like I feel like the relationship we all built over that time was like no other. Like, and I went to the Thunder and it just wasn't the same. And like, that's what I tell everybody. Like, I'll never forget all the like fun memories we had. And like, I'm an only child, so they were like my sisters for me.
Sisters.
So they always meant a lot. And then your dad, he kind of like he set me up for like all the coaches in my life. Like, nope, I've never had anybody else be like that. Like, I've never had anybody else push me the way he does. And I feel like in college, that's gonna help me a lot because all my other coaches are kind of soft, but not him. Not him.
Your dad was one of your coaches, by the way.
Yes, yes, him
But
too.
I do want to speak on that time with your dad just a little bit because I think that time with your dad took your game from here to there. You truly, truly that year you became one of my favorite basketball players to ever watch during that season. So like can you take on just speak about because I know at first you really didn't want to do that. Let's be honest. You was like, nah, I want to stay with my girls. But what did you learn from that season that took you to where you are now? Because that season to me helped you out your senior year.
Yeah, I think because it was kind of like when I was on that team because I went from a team of all older girls to a team of all younger girls, so I kind of felt like my dad always told me, and we're in fifth grade, so I'm like I'm not listening to you, Reg, but he's like those girls look up to you and like they look up to what you do, so I kind of took that and like it was kind of like my confidence booster that year. And like I knew if I didn't go out there and do my best in the game, the whole team wasn't going to perform. So I just kind of, it was like that was the most confidence I've ever had of any years I've played basketball was that one year. So
And you were
yeah.
balling that. A lot of people don't know you were truly hooping that. You did some amazing things on the basketball court. But just to take it up, to take it further a little bit, you had your middle school years with you went to Barbersville all 3 years, didn't you?
No, sixth grade I went to Barbersville. Seventh and eighth I went to Huntington Middle.
And how did y'all do those 2 years at Huntington Middle?
We won both
Yeah,
years.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. So speak on that time a little bit. Just segue into high school. You know what I'm saying? Because that really led. Because that playing with Brandon before, but now you get the school system a little bit, and playing with them a little bit.
Yeah. Well, seventh grade was still with Amara and them, so it was kind of like traveling. We killed everybody all year that year too. But then eighth grade, terrible. It was just me and Drya prior, really, and like it was rough. I don't think my eighth grade year. I don't even think my middle school really transitioned me any to high school because like I don't know. Middle school was like all for fun in my head. Like it just kind of didn't mean anything to me, but it was still a lot of fun. because those girls came up to the high school with me the next year, and they looked up to me still that year at Huntington High. So I try to help them out as much as I could. So
Yeah, most definitely. And so your time with the Thunder, because that was more middle school time into high school was when you really made that transition to the Thunder, and you played some really big games. What are some of the memorable matchups that you had with the Thunder? Because y'all traveled a
oh
lot.
yeah. Oh, my first year with the Thunder, we went to the AU National Championship, and like we had D, the one that's a McDonald's All American now. We had her on our team, and we played her old team in the championship. That game went back and forth, and it was great. You remember the year we lost in GBA Nationals, and we were
I
like all
remember
tore up
that.
about it. That one, it
I
was that
remember
same
that.
team again. So it was that same team. So we played them again, and it like felt amazing to win. And that year was good, like playing with Brooke and all them again. And then as we got older with the Thunder, it just kind of fizzled out. But those first couple years with the Thunder were really good for me, and probably like our whole program. It kind of got them out there.
Right. Now,
That
the
made
Thunder really
sense.
it they really helped you with your recruiting and everything. Can you speak on your recruiting process just a little bit? And because you had some schools call you a little bit.
Yeah, well, my whole it was rough. Like it was really rough for me because I started off like I was like one of the only ones on my like I see girls getting offers. I'm like offers, offers. I'm like, why do I not have any? I was like, I work just as hard as these girls. I do this. And I'm like, what's going on? And then I finally get my first one from Dayton, and I go to a camp and get it. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, I got a D1 offer. Like that's great. And then like I'm through the roof. And then like the next week after that, I got another one. And then I'm like, all right, this is great. And then it kind of like the next year I got moved down a team, and it's like okay because they get more people from out of state and come take your spot, but that's just how
Mhm.
it is, and that's how you know it's going to be when you go into the program, and that's fine. um, and then like it just kind of got me down mentally because then the coaches stopped talking to me, and I didn't have any like D1 coaches talking to me, but I had a bunch of D2s, and I'm like, dang, am I really bad enough to go D2? Like I worked so hard and I'm going to go D2. And then last year it kind of hit me. I'm like, these schools want me. They see potential in me for their specific school. I was like, so I'm going to go make the most out of what I can get. And so I will say I do appreciate the Thunder for that because they'll find you a place, whatever level you need to be, and they'll put you in the right position for that, I think.
And I'm along the lines of I'd rather go D2 and get some minutes than go D1 and sit somewhere. And you're gonna have some
Yeah.
familiar face with you.
Yeah. So I'm going to have my teammate that I've always had. So that's a really big plus because moving to
A few
college
more
is.
questions for you. Told you I ain't gonna take up too much of your time. But what are you looking forward to most at college? And what's gonna be like waking up at that 5 a.m. and getting that workout in?
I think it'll take a while to get used to, but I feel like once I get in the groove of it, I'll really enjoy it. Cause like once I have a routine of things, I like to stick to it and I like to do them. Like right now, I'm in a routine where I'm just going and waking up and lifting, and like I really like it. But it took me forever to like actually want to do it. So I think once I get well adjusted to it, I think I'll fly from there. But we'll see.
Where's West Liberty at?
It's in Wheeling, so like 3.5 hours.
Oh, yeah, I say you won't be too far from home.
Nope,
No, yeah. Anytime you come home for a home cooked meal, so you talking about I'm gonna be away for school? You ain't gonna be away that far.
far enough.
That's well, Ella. This is the part where I want to give you your flowers because I've seen you work from what I came when you was in third grade, and to see you now, to see you as a two-time state champion and all your accolades, I can't say enough about you, the person that you are, the hard worker that you are. You put in a lot of work to be here. Trust me, I've seen it. I've been there. And I wish you nothing but the best. I say it all the time, and I'm not trying to be funny. You are a top five player I've ever seen. Just based on that 1 year, you are the top five player I've ever seen. And I
Thank
want to
you.
give you your flowers. And the last thing I have for you is give me an Ellis quote. Give me something that you want to take to the next generation. Somebody watching this podcast that looks up to Ella. What do you want them to take out of this?
Everything happens for a reason. That's always what I say, because you never know where you're gonna go. So you never know. Just so wherever God puts you is where you belong to be. So
That's a good one. That's a good one. I appreciate you, most Ella Grace Giles. Egga. You can catch her out next year at West Liberty. Anything you want to shout out? Anything that you want to promote? Anything?
nope. I appreciate you for letting me get on this. This is really cool. I like this.
Well, definitely. Maybe we'll have you sometime in the future.
Yes. Anytime.
Gotcha. Thank you so much, Ella. We appreciate you.
Of course.